It's the Kathleen Kennedy Game Show with your host, Bay Drinky White Man.
Thank you, Avery, but it's pronounced Beldronicus Whiteman, not Baydrinky White Man. We've been over this before.
Whatever, this show should be hosted by a woman, not a card-carrying member of the patriarchy.
Yes, you've made that point many times now, but they gave me the job and I'd appreciate some support.
Not happening, Mr. Man. You have one Y chromosome too many for my liking.
We'll discuss off-air. Welcome everyone to the most woke game show on the air, the Kathleen Kennedy Game Show. Let's meet our players for today. He's Professor of English Literature with the Learning Annex at Buffalo Education Outreach and the father of two. This is Sean Cliven.
Thanks, Baydrinky. Great to be here. I'm a big fan of Kathleen Kennedy.
No one's a big fan of Kathleen Kennedy. That's like being a big fan of tuberculosis. Our second contestant is the owner of her own roofing company, a single mother of three, and likes to run the Iron Man triathlon for fun. This is Rita Morgan.
Thanks, Beldronicus. You go, girl. You don't need no man. I'm also a rock climber and play alto sax in an all-female jazz ensemble, the Ladies in Red.
Wow, is there anything you can't do?
I can do anything a man can do if that's what you're insinuating. She's as capable as any man.
I didn't suggest she wasn't. You have a very impressive resume.
You mean for a woman? I'm as capable as any man.
I mean for anyone, you're an impressive lady.
But not as much as a man.
That's not what oh Jesus, let's move along. Okay, contestants. Our first question is, what successful movie franchise was not killed by Kathleen Kennedy despite her participation in its production? Sean.
Back to the Future.
Yes, Back to the Future is a successful movie franchise KK has not killed because she fetched coffee and dealt with logistics while the actual creative decision-making was left up to writer-director Bob Zemeckis and executive producer Steven Spielberg. That's 10 points to you, Sean.
That question wasn't fair to Rita. That question wasn't fair to me. That was clearly a question skewed toward the patriarchy.
In what way?
The answer cited the men who kept Kathleen Kennedy down rather than lifted her up so she could have contributed to the creative decisions on those movies.
Kathleen Kennedy's creative decision-making skills are a well-known matter of Hollywood lore, and we should all be relieved she had no creative authority on that franchise, or it would have become a woke disaster dumpster fire rather than a beloved classic. Kathleen Kennedy's creative decision-making skills are a well-known matter of Hollywood lore, and we should all be relieved she had no
Who owns this
creative
show?
authority on that
Paramount.
franchise, or it would have
Get me
become a
Nicole
woke
Clements in the
disaster
phone.
dumpster fire rather than a beloved classic.
You're a misogynist and a woman hater.
Just stating a fact, what decisions has Kathleen Kennedy made that haven't ended in failure and ignominy?
Hater. Misogynist.
He actually has a point. The woman does have a track record fraught with failure.
I thought you were a fan.
I was being polite.
Let's move on to the next question. If Kathleen Kennedy remade the movie Predator, what would the most significant change be? Sean.
The Arnold role would be played by Rachel Zegler.
Correct. 10 points to Sean, and the alien would be played by Daryl Hannah because any woman can play any role better than any man.
You got that right.
Score is 20-0. You're going to have to start playing catch-up with Sean. Rita.
Ooh, you misogynist.
Woman hater.
Is there anything I can say that the two of you won't interpret as an attack on womanhood?
It's the patriarchy.
Ladies, could we please just play the game?
You're a misogynist too. Woman hater.
We're moving on to the next question. How many years does Kathleen Kennedy need to destroy 45 years worth of another man's work? 25 years, 17 years, or just 10 years? Sean again.
Just 10 years, but drinky.
That's 10 more points to Sean.
Kathleen Kennedy hasn't destroyed Lucasfilm, she enhanced it by making women the focus of the Star Wars franchise. Haven't you heard? The Force is female.
Oh please, she pulled that Force is female shit straight out of her ass.
The Force is female, get used to it.
Does anyone want to play this game?
That's why I came here. I wanted to win some money. Not bitch endlessly about Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy tried to replace Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones with what woke actress? And it's Sean.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge in The Dial of Destiny.
People want a woman to be the new Indiana Jones. It's progress, and you can't stop progress.
No, they clearly didn't want that, so don't hold your breath waiting for the next Indiana Jones film starring Phoebe Waller-Bridge. It's never going to happen.
Give Kathleen Kennedy a budget of $300 million, and what will you get? Rita.
A visionary movie starring a woman who doesn't need a man.
Sean.
A movie that costs twice as much as it should have and earns back only a third of its cost, but it does star a woman who probably hates men.
That's another 10 points to Sean.
This is patriarchy bullshit.
Next question.
Excuse me, Baydrinky, but I'll be taking it from here.
What? Who are you? We're live here.
I've been hired as your replacement.
What? What is this? On whose authority?
I'm glad you asked me that. It's for you.
I just bought your show. Whiteman, you're gone.
Kathleen Kennedy.
We're retooling. I'm putting a chick in it and making it lame and gay, so get lost.
Next question. Name the visionary filmmaker who broke the glass ceiling and took Hollywood into the 21st century.
Don't I have a contract or something?
Rita.
Excuse me, I rang in first.
It's Rita's turn.
Kathleen Kennedy.
That's 50 points for Rita.
Questions are only worth 10 points apiece.
Name the motion picture franchise that has benefited immeasurably from the guidance and leadership of Kathleen Kennedy. Rita.
Star Wars.
That's another 50 points to Rita.
I'm suddenly doing so well.
Star Wars has fallen off a cliff since Kennedy took over. Do you people even keep up with pop culture? The woman's been a disaster.
Subtract 20 points from his score for answering out of turn.
What? That's not fair.
You need to learn your place, Mr. Man.
Rita, who's the lucky man who calls Kathleen Kennedy his wife?
Oh, I should know this.
You can do it. Think about it. It'll come to you.
Oh.
You can do it.
Excuse me, I'm ringing in.
Come on, Rita.
I have the answer.
What's another word for being straight and honest with someone?
Being frank with someone?
Frank Marshall, that's correct. Another 50 points for Rita.
Oh, come on, this is ridiculous.
Subtract another 20 points for poor sportsmanship.
What?
Can't the big strong man stand losing to a woman?
That's it, I've had enough.
Well, that means our winner is Rita Morgan. Congratulations, Rita.
Oh, thank you so much. You've been so helpful. I'm sorry, but I didn't get your name.
You can call me
Kathleen.